We're changing a furnace blower motor, an indoor fan motor. Okay. So first thing you want to do, obviously, again, make sure that your power is disconnected to the furnace, so you're not working on live power. Okay, so in that case, I know that the furnace is off. I'm going to identify my motor leads. Okay, in this particular case, I've got a circuit board here that's got my meter leads attached to it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and disconnect those. One thing I should point out is on this particular board, we've got a spot here, or a few spots on the actual circuit board, and they call it a park. Okay, so these could say unused, it could say parked on that circuit board. It just means that these motor leads aren't being used. Okay, and it's good practice to actually tap into these leads on the board, okay, as opposed to having the wire leads hang and potentially short up against the furnace cabinet, okay, because there is live power here. Okay, so let's disconnect our fan motor leads, or indoor fan motor leads in this case. Okay, let's just get those out of the way. And again, you might find yourself on the call, customer again complaining about noise issues, or even just identifying that you've got a seized motor and you're going to have to replace it. So this particular one, I've actually looked at the rating plate on the furnace, and I'm working on a G51 here. And from the rating plate, I know that it's a 1/3 direct drive motor. Okay, so that's what I need to replace it with. Okay, exactly the same size. Okay, so now that I got my meter leads disconnected, I've got to get to the blower housing behind my circuit control board. There's 2 screws holding this box to the cabinet, so I'm just going to loosen them up. I'm not going to take them out right away because they're just slotted in there. I can just loosen them up real quick. And Lennox is pretty good that way. Kind of slide it up forward towards you, and that comes right apart. So you can put that aside. Okay, you can pop them up top. In this case, I'm just going to drop it to the side, nice and gently. So I've accessed my blower housing. Now typically blowers are mounted with 2 screws, whether they're 5/16, 1/4 inch, or whatever. You'll find 2 screws up the top there that you're going to need to locate and remove. So let's go ahead and do that. So there's 1 screw here, and these are going to want to remove completely. Again, to put them in a safe spot. You don't want to lose these screws. It's good practice to have a magnetic tray to hold your screws while you're working on these appliances, because again, you don't want to lose these screws. So again, simply 2 screws are holding that motor assembly to the cabinet of the furnace. Okay, I've got some other wires back here. My limit, disconnect that. I've got those 2 screws out. Now the motor's on a track, so I'm able to slide that puppy right out. Okay, again, just be careful that you're not interfering or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and just kind of prop this up a little bit, and I'm going to remove my motor, if I can. There we go. There we go. All right. A little tricky, a little tight. There we go. And again, so there's my motor. Okay, so now that we got the blower assembly out, a few things we need to know. The motor itself is attached to the squirrel cage with this little set screw. So we're going to have to loosen that set screw, loosen up the squirrel cage on the motor itself. So we're going to loosen that screw up. I'm going to turn the housing around. We're going to get to the motor itself. Okay. In this particular case, on this motor bracket, I've got 4 screws I need to remove. Okay, and that motor should slide right out of there, enabling me to put that new motor back in place. So now that we got the motor housing out, okay, again, we can take a good look inside, and we can see a little set screw that we need to loosen up. Okay, loosen that off the shaft of the motor. I like to use a service wrench. It's a great little tool. It does a lot of different things. In this case, I'm going to put that wrench right on that screw, and I'm just going to give it a good crack. and loosen her up. Okay, another good test is that if you want to see that nice and loose on the shaft. Okay, so that's great. So that's going to come off nice and easily. I'm going to turn it around. All right, I'm going to focus on the 4 screws on top. So I'm just going to remove the 4 screws. And some of them have 3 screws. It all depends. Let's go ahead and remove those screws. Again, you don't want to lose these. Nice and snug. Okay. So now that I got those 4 screws out, we're good to go. Notice the 2 wires, the 2 purple wires, those are my capacitor wires. I'm going to disconnect those from my capacitor. And there you have it. There's your motor. Let's put that aside. Got one more wire to deal with here, and that's my ground wire. All right. There's my ground wire. Save that screw. So there you have it. My motor's freed up. I can go ahead and replace it with, again, a 1/3 direct drive motor. I got my new motor. I'm going to replace it. I'll put that right back. So again, I'm going to line up my holes. Replace my screws here. All right. Get it nice and tight. Okay. And ensuring that they're all nice and snug. All right. So let's set that ground wire back. All right, so there's my ground wire. It's all good. Let's go back to the set screw. Look at the shaft. Okay, so there's our motor shaft, and there's a flat spot on that shaft. We want to make sure that we set our screw to the flat spot of that shaft. Okay, so let's put it up to 12 o'clock. Give it a nice. At the same time, you set that screw. You want to make sure that the blower wheel is free to spin within the housing. Okay, it's not up against the housing at all. So in this case, it looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and tighten that screw. Okay. Wheel spinning freely within the housing. So we can go ahead and put that back in its place. I should point out though, when it comes to that capacitor, whenever you're replacing the motor, you want to replace the cap, okay? Every single time. So if you're going to replace the motor, you're replacing the capacitor as well. Okay, it's just good practice. You want to get in the habit of doing that. Okay, so we can go ahead and put that back in its place. Okay, so now that we've got the motor housing, or the motor's been replaced, we're ready to go. Again, we've ensured that that wheel's spinning freely. Our motor's attached to the housing securely, nice and tight. We can go ahead and put this housing back in place. Up top here, on the actual cabinet of the furnace, there are some tracks that you're going to want to catch with these 2 lips. Okay, so it does take a little bit of trial and whatnot, but you should be able to get it in there. I'm a bit elevated here, so it makes things a little bit easier for me. I'm not standing on my head doing this, or I'll just slide her right in place. Look for those tracks. 1, 2, and again, just slide her right on in, just like that. And don't forget, we disconnected our our safety, our blower safeties down below. We want to make sure that we tie that back in place and don't forget anything. And we're able to drop our control box and set that back in its place. That should go in there nice and easily, just like it came out. One screw there, and one screw there. All right, so let's go ahead and tighten those up. All right, so our box is attached. Everything looks good. Okay, so now we got to hook up our motor leads. Okay, and again, depending on our cooling capacity, our CFM, our requirements for our CFM, we are going to tap in for our cooling speed, and typically that's going to be our high speed on these blower motors. So I'm going to go to my neutral and tie that back into where I found it here on the neutral side here. There we go. And again, remember that we had that one parked that wasn't being used. Okay, so we want to make sure that we're using that terminal on the board and not just having that wire dangle in the furnace compartment where it could short out. So my cooling speed, I'm going to choose to go my black, which would be my high speed. Okay, and when it comes to my my heating speed, I'm going to go with my red, medium high, and I'm going to also park this yellow one. Perfect. So that's done. Our motor's in. We're all wired up, ready to fire it up. Let's do that. So we got a call for cooling right now. Our motor's running. It sounds great. We're done.